Parking, this is Lisa.
Brad Harrell, please.
He's on the other line. Can I take a message?
I'll hold.
Okay. 8477. Call iTunes or Google.
Parking Department, this is Brad.
Brad, this is Michael. We spoke a few minutes ago.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't want to start a war with you guys, man. I just want to make sure I know who's citing me tickets so that I can keep track of things.
Absolutely. I was able to speak to the judge, and how that would work is if he would like, you can submit an open records request for that individual.
Really? So you're going to need a request to be submitted to find this out?
Yep. Right now I feel that you were kind of in an aggressive manner trying to figure out one of my employees' names, and I feel like it is in the best interest of me and the safety and security of my officer to encourage you to go through the open records request.
That's interesting. So this is information that's freely able to be given, but
It is freely able to be given through our open records request.
okay, and you don't see anything wrong with the fact that citizens get irritated with the fact that you guys want to hide behind stuff like this?
We're not hiding behind anything. You were unable to give me your citation number where we could, in a professional manner, discuss the parking violation.
Okay, Brad. Brad, if
I can't even know what citation you're, questioning or have problems with, I don't know how I can help you figure out solutions for the issue.
Brad, now that we're at the point where we understand that you can freely give that information, I'm happy to give you my citation number. You can know exactly who I am.
Okay.
But my point.
I don't even know if your name will be in there. It's likely just your license plate, or so depending on if you're in the system, I don't have the ability to look up and say, okay, this is John Smith who lives at, I don't have that information. All I'm looking at is your, I guess if you've had, previous citations that have, where you filled out your information, it might be in there, but, it's not like I have a master log to look up anyone and everyone. That's not the reality.
Okay, when I called up, I was asking to get an officer's name from a number, and people just hit me straight with, I'm not telling you that. We don't have to tell you that.
That is our standard, because right now, like I said, with parking, these are public parking support officers. They are performing a task that they were assigned by me, the parking supervisor. And to be real honest with you, if you do have a problem with the parking violation itself, you should not have any, there's no bone to pick with the officer. The person who you need to speak with is me, because I am that authority. That enforcement officer has no authority to void a violation. They have no authority to...
Brad, you're making assumptions about my intent with getting the officer's name. The reason I want the officer's name is only for my records. I'm in a battle with the Lawrence Police Department, and I need to keep track of who's charging me money and what names are involved.
The Lawrence Police Department.
I understand, but I understand, and at the same time, with parking enforcement and other things in the city that are going to cost me money, I need to keep track of who's doing this. And that's the only reason I wanted the person's name. But if you're going to make me go through the open records process, I find that to be obstructive.
Well, I didn't know your intent, sir. All I heard when I stepped over and interfered with our dispatch, conversation, all I heard was what appeared to be malicious intent, aggressively asking for a parking employee's name. That's why.
How did you assign malicious intent?
Because I have to protect, prior to when the parking department was under the police department, that was before my time, 2017, there was, my staff couldn't have social media and stuff like that because people would look up their name, send them messages, hateful things in an aggressive nature.
Brad, how did you assign malicious intent to me?
You were aggressively requesting a name. You did not say what your intent was. You did not not, the way I heard the conversation, I thought, is this guy aggressive? I'll be honest with you. I was worried about the safety and security of my team, and that's my job.
Because
my job is to,
because you were worried about that because I was angry because you guys wouldn't tell me the guy's name, which I know that I can legally get.
The intent of how you presented it, yes, I was. I was because there's, like I said, I've been doing this job now for going on 3.5 years, and I've never had someone so aggressively request someone's name. And normally when I explain to them that the person in relation to the violation they received, that you need to speak to the only person who has the authority to set you up for the overall goal here, which might be to either have the citation voided or
Brad, I have no interest.
Or anything like that.
I have no interest in having the citation voided, Brad.
I can spell it for you if you like.
Brad, I have no interest in having the citation voided. I'm going to pay it to make a point. But my point still remains is you have taken a perception that you have and let it sway how you respond to public policy law. And I don't think that's right.
No, that is our policy. If there's an open request, then that open request is granted. That is our policy.
Okay, I'm making an open request to you right now verbally, which I can do according to the Attorney General, and I'm asking for that person's name, please.
Well, I have never had to do an open request, and especially a verbally one, so I would have to speak with our HR department to make sure that is the process that is required.
Well, that's not the process that you may require, but that's what the process the Attorney General allows. So as a citizen of Lawrence, Kansas, I'm asking for the identity of the person who is labeled as number M083. My name is... Now you have all the information you need to satisfy an open records request, Brad.
Yeah, like I said, I have to reach out to do that. I just have to do my due diligence. I hope you can respect that. I'm just a supervisor, and if there's something like this that needs to occur, then I'm going to have to run it through our
how soon can I expect a call back here?
That is an accurate form of an open records request.
Well, there's not an inaccurate form of an open records request as long as it contains the information. I'm getting pretty professional with these. How long will I wait before I can expect your call back?
Depending on the call, I made a few calls prior to when you called, and unfortunately no one answered. The first one was to my director to try to kind of figure out if they had any familiarity with this type of request. And so I hope to give you a call back here in the next 15 to 20 minutes. I was going to reach out to our attorney and see how we should proceed.
Okay, when you talk to the city attorney, let them know that these other requests that I'm filing that they're denying for the crazy reasons, that it's all going to the Attorney General. That's all I'm doing is building a case on this city to take to the Attorney General. So keep obstructing.
Okay, so can you give me a good telephone number so I can return your call? Okay, so it's 785.
That's correct.
And your name is Philip. All right, Philip. I will, like I said, I will be giving you a call back here in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
This is Lisa.
Hey, good morning. My name is... I was wondering if Brad Harrell's in this morning.
He sure is.
Is?
I'll transfer you, friends. Yes.
Hey, thank you very much.
Parking department, this is Brad.
Hey, Brad, my name... Hey, I had a few questions for you on a citation. Just out of curiosity, when it cites Statute 89, is that...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find what article, and it might help kind of...
I can go through and look for it later. That's not a big deal. I think you've directed me close enough. I should be able to find that. One other thing I was curious about on here. Can you identify Officer M083 for me?
Yeah, you can do it. We generally do not give out the officer's name, but per that number, if you'd like, you can do an open records request for that individual. But for the safety and security of my officers, we do not give out names unless there's an open records request.
Unless there's an open records request. What would be the difference of submitting a paper version versus doing an oral request?
I'm not familiar with those. We had never actually ran into those, that type of request. Generally speaking, if a person, had a question about the ordinance or question about the violation itself, me as the parking supervisor is the person to speak to in relation to it.
Gotcha.
Did you receive a citation for backing in?
Yes.
Okay. And I don't know where that citation was issued, but all of our public parking lots, garages, all have signage at the beginning of the parking lot that say no back-in parking. There's reasons for that, safety and security with our new system. It is a license plate-based recognition, and the license plate must face the drive lane.
Gotcha. Okay. Just out of curiosity, who would I send the open records request to? Would that be to you, or would that be to the city clerk, or who would?
I believe that is the city clerk. Is where they go through. If you'd like, I could find out. I assume with the city of Lawrence, they probably have an online form.
Oh, they do, but I like to do all mine handwritten and bring them in person. That way I know who I'm talking to.
Okay.
But I've sent several to the city clerk. I've dealt with them several times. A lot of times, particularly with the fire department or the police department, I take them directly to that department. But if you're more comfortable, I can start at the city clerk and have it come down. So that'll work.
Yeah, like I said, I have, like I said, I understand, frustration with a parking violation. If you were to give me your citation, I could look at it and, see if there's any pictures or anything associated with it. But if you feel it's a better, better to go the other direction, then that's fine.
Okay. Yep, we'll do that. Hey, Brad, I really appreciate your time this morning, and I will get that going and get things out of your way. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Hey, no problem. Take care.
You too. Goodbye.